Hey guys, Dutchy here bringing you some more Stormgate action. Now this is the first game I've gotten on the patch that came out today on January 28th, 2026. So this is a Vanguard versus Vanguard that was provided to me. We've got jtamm1988 versus Cryptron, excuse me, and we've got Cryptron in the bottom right. We've got jtamm in the top left. jtamm doing his patented barracks first opener. He lives and dies by the sword. And if you have seen any of my previous casts, I did some 2v2s that jtamm was in, and he literally did this every game. I've played against jtamm. He almost always opens this way. He really likes his pressure into expand rather than expand into pressure. He likes to, you know, be the first to strike, I guess, and that makes sense. I like it too. I think it's fun. It's fun to kind of be in the driver's seat, even if it's for a little bit. And you know what I also like about it is it's a very active, engaged play style, and you really, you know, you see your opponent, you see exactly what they're doing, you get information out of it. I find this style very engaging to watch as well, so I'm all for it. When there was creep camps, there was a lot of people who would open up one base, at least barracks first, because then you could start working on the creep camps instead of two base. You know, that's something I very much miss. It incentivized units on the board, but another way to incentivize units on the board is to do what jtamm is doing, saying, I'm going to build units, and I'm going to do some damage. So, I like it. We've got another Lancer coming across the map there, as we can see, and very nice. I like that he goes for the smallest group of servos, as well as the ones getting the gas, which kind of is often the same thing, but that's important because it delays your enemies' hedgehogs or whatever tech they might be going to. Because typically what you see in the VvV meta, and I say this now, and I'm starting to take it back, is that you see barracks into fast mech bay, and then it becomes kind of dog hog into Vulcans, into maybe Atlas, and then eventually Hurricane, and it's kind of whoever gets more of everything first that typically pulls it off. Now I say this, but Cryptron here is going bio on 3 racks, 2 base. jtamm hasn't lost any Lancers, but I don't know if he's killed any servos, maybe one, but either way he is making Cryptron pull units, and jtamm is staying ahead on supply. Meanwhile, jtamm did start his second base behind this, and no tech besides that though. So I would have to say that Cryptron came out ahead here, considering he's got the 2 base going, and he has the triple barracks, as well as the biokinetics lab. He is suffering on the gas situation, so he's not pumping out exos the way he wants to, though. So I think if he would have somehow been able to manage his gas servos a little bit better there during the fight, no judgment, I'm just saying, if he would have somehow made that happen, then I think he would have been able to pump out exos well before jtamm, who now does have a biokinetics lab and his second barracks. But I think that was maybe like 1 or 2 windows of exos, and also this will delay quick draw hustle, which costs 100 that I assume he's saving this gas up for here. Let's see this get to 100 and then start quick draw hustle. Kinetic redirection, I don't like that. I'll just be blunt. It doesn't make sense to me at this stage. By the time you get it, the need will already be gone. And look, ironically enough, jtamm has the more Lancers, and he's got, and he's skipping kinetic redirect. So you would think the guy going heavy in the Lancers, I just don't see why you would go exo this early, just to switch to this, unless you're trying to really, like, mind game your opponent. I don't see in what world you get any value out of it. I don't hate the idea, but I don't think it's, like, I don't hate the concept of the idea, I just don't think it works the way you hope it would, if you were going this style. So now up to 5 barracks, 2 base, jtamm has got also going up to 5, so very close in that regard, but Cryptron has kind of remained ahead on the barracks, missed that round or 2 of production because of the Ethereum issue before, but supplies have just about evened up. jtamm does get the first Stormgate pretty convincingly, gets the Faerun. Ooh, okay, so jtamm's saying, I'm going to keep the pressure going. Meanwhile, that 3rd and 4th barracks is almost done. Over here we've got 5 Lancers, 2 exo. Here we've got 5 Lancers, 2 exo. So funny because they went different tech routes. Now Krypton is getting his quick draw hustle, and jtamm is getting kinetic redirect. That's so funny that they did it like backwards, even though they built each other's units. I don't know. Maybe this is where my lack of bio experience in Vanguard versus Vanguard shows, because maybe I'm missing something obvious here, and you guys can tell me in the chat. Those kinetic redirect lancers are making those zippy escapes, though. They're like on skates at that point. But let's see. Okay, another goes down. Lancer from both sides goes down. Then the medtech pops. Ooh, can he get it? Oh, it got trapped. That's actually a big snipe. They are expensive, and I want to say they take a little longer to build, but Cryptron has enough units to jump on top of jtamm here, which is the last thing you want as Farron, is you don't want your opponent to be able to jump on top of you, because then you're not really getting that healing. The Farron does escape, though, but this is just not ideal, because he has to keep stopping, and then whenever he stops the Farron, or stutter steps, the Farron stops healing. See, the Farron hasn't done any healing, but if he stops, the Farron will just die. And, okay, he moves it back, very nice. Very good micro there by jtamm. Moves the Farron back up. The Farron does go down, but that forced the Exos to step forward. And now jtamm smells blood in the water, saying, hey, you got my Farron, but that was not free. I'm not going to let it be free. Does he get the double promoted Exo? He does. That's fantastic. Killing all the promoted ones is just amazing. And he's catching these medtechs who just, they're kind of in the same position the Farron was a second ago. Oh, that one Exo so low health. Oh, it promotes though, but then it dies anyway, but it takes 3 more Exo shots before dying from that promotion, which adds up because that allowed less Exos to die after that. So, very cool game so far. I'm liking the bio versus bio. Speaking of bio, we are seeing mech transition out from Cryptron. Let's see, are we on tier 2? Tier 2 is on the way. I was expecting it to be Vulcans, that's why I was looking for the tier 2, because hogs don't make sense with this composition. 1 or 2 hogs isn't going to matter, but 1 or 2 Vulcans sure will. So I was expecting the tier 2, and I did see it, just now clicking on the building. And meanwhile, jtamm also going tier 2, but no mech. And so so this is jtamm's tier 2, and Crypton. So Crypton is just constantly like a half step ahead. I would say at the same time, jtamm has maintained the supply lead. So, you know, jtamm is a very, very passionate bio player. And I always like when somebody has a style and they're not afraid that, you know, if you run into them, you know they're going bio, but he doesn't care. He's like, I'm good enough at bio. I think bio is strong enough that I'll do it. I don't care if you know it or not. RL does that with vectors, for example. You know he's going to go vectors, but he does it anyway, and it doesn't matter. He's good enough with them where it doesn't matter that you know. He's going to make it work. I like that. I like styles. That was cool how the units spread out. Let's see. Over here, we've got 6 barracks, if I'm counting correctly. That's quite a wall. And double Vulcan with the solar habitats juicing them up. What does that do exactly? It's increased building production speeds by 25%, recharge speed by 25%, attack speed 25%, healing received 25%. Jeez, everything's just 25, 25. You even get a vision radius increase. That's kind of interesting. When would that be useful? Like, what is that designed for? You put it on a tower and it sees a little further? I don't. Whatever. Looking. We got the fidget spinner scan. I guess he's just scouting for jtamm's tech. What I like to do is I like to shoot him at these far bases. Because I know what the comp is most likely at this point, right? Maybe there's Vulcans coming, but what would I really change if I saw that, right? So I'm actually more interested in, hey, does he have his 4th base yet, right? Go, I'm on 4 bases. How many bases does my opponent have? Because that tells you if you should macro more or attack more or just where you're sitting. Because if you're ahead, it's nice that you don't have to do anything stupid. You can just let the game come to you. But if you're behind, you need to know that so you know how to compensate. So I'd rather see the number of expansions, personally. Okay. Anyway, enough of that. We've got a cool battle going on here. That's 4 Vulcans here versus 2 Vulcans. I'm seeing Nanoswarm, but I think jtamm's was a little late. Cryptron definitely threw his Nanoswarms immediately. So, okay. Oh, man. Oh, this Vulcan's got such a good line. Just mowed down like 4 Exo at the same time. some of these Vulcans did go down. jtamm has a decent concave. See, it's like half around him. So I think that's really helping. Vulcan showing up. I wonder, what are the, not the Vulcans, the Hornets. Why would you do that? Is that in case your opponent, like in a mech battle, I could see that being really good, but that seems kind of random in this case. Interesting though. I wonder if Sentinels would have been a better choice. But it was interesting. I just think, you know, with all the Exo, it doesn't seem like Hornets are the choice.
Enemy forces have begun to secure.
Maybe he didn't know he had kept pumping the Exo, because jtamm just keeps building Exo. I guess most people like switch out. So maybe jtamm Styles is catching Cryptron a little bit off guard. This one Vulcan, I really wish this one Vulcan would be left behind. It's not worth bringing it. It's just not.
Enemy forces have begun to secure.
You gotta remember, you give your opponent veterancy if your opponent is Vanguard. Focusing the Stromgate was a mistake there, and he saw that very quickly and moved his units away. There's this one Vulcan. It does get a nanoswarm. There's no allied medtechs left, so this Vulcan is just dead. It's a dead man walking. Very nice for jtamm to identify that and throw down that nanoswarm. That's incredibly good if the opponent doesn't have their own nanoswarm, because then you can just back off and let the Vulcan like lose half its health on his own. So jtamm's got a 20 supply lead, and this seems like it's going to be jtamm Stormgate. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th base going down for Cryptron, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 base. So they're about equal in bases. I do prefer jtamm's army comp, diversity, and size in this situation. I say that, but a Hurricane shows up. So let's see, the Hurricane misses its shots, and now the Exo are actually able to take it. That's it's a while before the Hurricane can do that again. These Vulcans are here, but they're in low numbers. But that one is double promoted, which that is a heck of a confident dash. But maybe he's fine. You know, that extra health and promotion. The Hurricane has got its bombing run up again soon, I would assume. He's rebuilding the bombers that were killed by the Exo. So that's another good thing about Exo in this matchup, is that you actually do mow down the bombers and force the Hurricane to rebuild them. Here comes the Sentinel, which, fantastic. It locks down the Hurricane. I love that play by jtamm. Very nicely done. jtamm actually, he knew what he needed to do versus that. That's fantastic. I love Sentinel play. We don't see it enough. Very cool, but man, these Hurricanes are looking oppressive. You know, Crypton has gained that macro lead, I'm sorry, the army supply lead. The macro is looking pretty good for him too. Here come the Hurricane shots. Okay, 2 of them do get locked down, but it was after they had shot the bombing runs. But at the same time, now there are Atlas here, and these Hurricane are locked down doing nothing. Oh man, that dash forward is right into the Hurricane, the Atlas shot. Let's see, the Hurricane have come out of the stasis. We do have a flat cannon shooting at him and a Hornet. Now, Hornets do extra damage versus air. The Hurricanes are kind of the only DPS left here. Boy, these Lancers with their tier 3 take a long time to die. Another Hurricane shows up. I'm expecting a bombing run. There it is. One of the bombers got immediately shot down, I think, by the Hornet there. So, man, that was just crazy. It did nothing. Then the Nano Swarm goes down on it. That with the Hornets, even with Return to Hangar, which I'm surprised I haven't seen him use, wouldn't have saved it, I don't think. But maybe if he used it right away. I think I would have done the bombing run and then pressed it. Would have been what I think I would do. Now at this point, this is looking fantastic for jtamm, right? He pushed Cryptron back and killed all the... See, the Hornets do a great job shooting down those bombers. But killing these Hurricane is crucial. I mean, I really would love to see Return the Hangar on these. We've got another bombing run. I just don't think you need to be sitting here taking this damage. At the same time, pressing Return to Hangar means that this Hurricane isn't doing anything for a while. Yeah, he was just waiting for another bombing run. I don't blame him there. jtamm continuing to push here. The 2 Vulcans dash into the repair tower, trying to heal themselves up. Man, this has been a long sequence of action and combat here. Oh man, that one Vulcan ends up surviving here to the repair tower. jtamm saying, whatever man, I'm just going to go in here and do some damage. We do see a Rampart Tower putting a shield on that server of all things, which is interesting. I bet he wanted it on a different unit, like one of these Hornets. There's another one. This time it's on the tower. That's actually pretty good, because that tower is drawing aggro and it is chipping away at the Vulcans. So very nice SimCity and use of Rampart Tower. I always enjoy seeing that. I wish we'd see that more. So I'm enjoying a couple things that both players have been doing in terms of styles and using their resources and tools available to their faction. We see another Rampart Tower go down, or shield go down on this, on the Buzzsaw Cannon and on the Hornet. Look, they just don't die when they have that. That is so cool. Oh man, over here we got 4. That's where those Hornets came from before. 4 starport. jtamm just keeping his foot on the gas here. He knows. I like to say he smells blood in the water, but man, it sure seems like he does. There was a return to hangar, but it was too little too late. A couple of these Hornets show up, but they are low health. That is return to hangar. I bet he didn't mean to do that. Now this one has to stay here until it's fully repaired. Misclick. I've done it though. Over here we've got these Hornets pushing. These Vulcans have a decent little concave here. jtamm sees it and backs out. Holy moly, there's a lot happening. Now we're seeing this. So many Hornets being built. jtamm sitting on a hell of a bank with this huge lead, and Cryptron hanging on for dear life with his macro, but at the same time getting these Hornets out. Okay, nice return. See, that's what I was talking about before. He knows. He knew. He should have done that with the Hurricanes though, but you know, I like that Cryptron's starting to do it now. You know, adaptation in the middle of a game is super cool to see. It's a skill that not everybody has, so very nicely done, Cryptron, for the adjustment mid-game. Respect. Over here, let's see, we've got... So there's 2 hangars over here. 6 hangars, huh? He is just... And then he's getting the Atlas plasma, whatever, that makes the ground do the little fizzle after the shot hits, and if units walk through it, it's like walking through a storm. It's deadly. It's very good. It makes Atlas crazy good. Their tier 3 upgrade. I say that a lot, but Atlas are definitely like a whole new unit when they have tier 3. Over here we've got Cryptron doing multi-prong and jtamm getting caught out of position. Let's see, I would really love to see a bombing run right here on this squad of servos. Come on, hit me up. There it is. Oof! God damn, that was juicy. Over here we have the Hornets backing up. This base is going to go down. jtamm's Hornets show up. There is not much anti-air here, but there could be offensive nanoswarms from these medtech. A Hornet shows up, but not before the Hurricane goes down. Very nice snipe. Oh man, a bunch of those Hornets got caught there traveling over here. Oh man, those Exos were in perfect position. They sniped like 6 Hornets there. Over here, this caught the Atlas. The rallies coming across the map. Oh man, if jtamm didn't catch all those units moving, this might have been a very different fight. So jtamm taking a great engage and catching units out of position. Very good. jtamm's tier 3 Lancer upgrade, the mitigative plates, something like that. I don't know. I'll have to click on one. Hang on. Mitigative guard, excuse me. It gives you 3 plates. So mitigative guard just finished for him. jtamm getting his hog tier 2 range upgrade. He is getting some hogs, and I think that's because he just keeps seeing the Hurricane. And he's thinking to himself, I could use a little armor shred on those. So I think he's teching his way up to armor shred if I had to guess. Nothing else really makes sense. So it has to be... Still wish the scroll bug didn't happen. So let's see... it just doesn't look like an army that can fight jtamm's army. These Hornets are not enough. They're great for multi-prong and harassing. Damn, what an Atlas shot though. Too bad there's not more, but see how many of those Exos almost died, and oh, that's painful to see the Atlas not even do one more shot. The conundrum of their wind-up is... Oh, it's so annoying. I like Atlas, but their wind-up is just painful. I don't mind that the projectile can be dodged. I just wish the wind-up was faster. I think that's an easy way. Quality of life improvement. Pitching it now, everybody. Reduce that damn wind-up significantly. There's no need for it. The shot is already dodgeable. Just let it get its shot off. At least let it shoot. I'm counting the shots here. See, it only shot 3 times so far. 4 shots. I mean, good grief. It's just not enough. It needs to shoot more than 4 times. Or, I guess it wasn't the end of the world. But I don't want them to be OP. I just think Atlas are a little underpowered. great game by jtamm, great game by Cryptron. I love that it turned into this long macro game off that bio opener. You know, seeing all that mass air, seeing jtamm continue to diversify his army, you know. Hornet, Medtech, Vulcan, Hog, Lancer, Exo. Very, very cool to see. I don't think I saw jtamm build his own Hurricane, but maybe he just hates it in this matchup. He did fine without it. So, good game, well played. Thanks for the game, guys. I'll see you all later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.